So Def next superstar. Y'all look ready for his album, you know what I mean?
Dude, them was outside the club, on the street, dancing for this in a truck.
These girls I'm looking at in Atlanta, this ain't nothing like what I'm seeing at school. These is grown with, like I'm seeing it at 12, 11. You know what I mean? Like, this is what's around. So, you know, I became a product of my environment.
No, you sound crazy. I sound for real than the songs need to be taken from you.
Like, I'm some child. You can't take my record.
You act like a child.
You gotta get your life in order and figure out what it is you want.
Did Brat witness everything Jermaine Dupri did to Bow Wow? If so, why did she defend him so fiercely when Bow Wow called him out?
Brat is very loyal to Jermaine. Very, very, very loyal. One thing about Brat, you cannot question her loyalty for Jermaine at all.
Did she really have a choice? And when Bow Wow brings receipts, it leaves us with a shocking question. Was there more to the story than we knew?
These girls I'm looking at in Atlanta, this ain't nothing like what I'm seeing at school. These is grown with, like I'm seeing it at 12, 11. You know what I mean? Like, this is what's around. So, you know, I became a product of my environment.
Jermaine Dupri, the legendary producer, the mastermind behind some of the biggest names in hip-hop. But behind the music, there's a darker side, and it all connects to Bow Wow's rise to fame. But what happens when the people closest to him, his friends, mentors, and even Brat start to question his actions? How did Brat go from defending Jermaine Dupri to calling Bow Wow disrespectful for exposing him?
Brat is very loyal to Jermaine. Very, very, very loyal. One thing about Brat, you cannot question her loyalty for Jermaine at all. And, you know, Brat got at me publicly.
Is Jermaine Dupri really the music mogul we've been told about, or is there something darker at play? We'll talk about the feud that exploded in 2022, when Bow Wow exposed Jermaine Dupri over the creation of 106 & Park. You won't believe the receipts Bow Wow brought to the table, and how Brat tried to shut it all down. But there's more. What really happened behind the scenes of So Def? And why did Brat stay loyal to Jermaine Dupri for so long? Let's break it down. Back in the 90s, Jermaine Dupri was a powerhouse in the music industry. He was the mastermind behind Criss Cross, and later the man who discovered and molded Bow Wow into a rap prodigy at just 6 years old. But let's be real, Dupri's controversial reputation has followed him for years. Despite his success, whispers of questionable actions and shady business deals have always surrounded Jermaine Dupri. In fact, Cat Williams wasn't the first to call him out. Many insiders, including the likes of Criss Cross, have hinted that Dupri wasn't the innocent mogul he made himself out to be. In a recently resurfaced video, Cat Williams unearthed disturbing claims of alleged G-ing and violation by both Diddy and Jermaine Dupri, targeting young male artists, including the Bow Wow and the infamous Criss Cross. You see, persistent rumors surrounding Jermaine allegedly being involved in some way with Criss Cross, or permitting other elites such as Diddy to exploit them, have continued for years. At one juncture, Jermaine responded to these allegations, firing back at a fan's comment on a now-deleted Instagram post that referenced a lawsuit from 17 years ago, saying, "Yeah, 17 years ago you were emming Criss Cross," even had a lawsuit which they won, but it was kept from the public. The lawsuit, reportedly won by Criss Cross, was kept under wraps. In his retort, Jermaine vehemently dismissed the claim, stating, "You must be out of your effing mind. I should sue you for writing this disrespectful on my page. F out of here." Despite the lack of solid evidence, the specific rumor has endured, and Cat Williams added fuel to the fire by publicly labeling Jermaine with a derogatory term. In a 2011 video, Cat took shots at various personalities, including Diddy, Jermaine, and Steve Harvey, dubbing Jermaine the King of Peas.
What's happening, Puff? I'll be back to you if JD ain't had enough. Yeah? Jermaine Dupri, king of the if you ask me.
At the time, people thought that Cat was high on something and did not take his allegations seriously. However, despite being publicly labeled peas, these celebrities did not comment or even sue Cat Williams for his slanderous comments, leaving many fans to wonder, was Cat actually telling the truth? Let's rewind to where it all began. Bow Wow, real name Shad Moss, was just 6 years old when Snoop Dogg discovered him at a concert. Impressed by his skills, Snoop gave him the nickname Lil Bow Wow and introduced him to the hip-hop world. But it wasn't until Bow Wow crossed paths with Jermaine Dupri at age 11 that his life truly changed forever.
What the do to Bow Wow? That's what I want to know, man. What you do to Bow Wow, man? 'Cause
What the
you do to Bow Wow?
He was just fine when he was with Snoop.
Dupri, already a successful producer behind Criss Cross and Brat, saw star potential in Bow Wow. He signed him to his So Def label and carefully crafted Bow Wow's debut album, Beware of Dog. The album was a massive success. Songs like Bounce With Me dominated the charts, and Bow Wow became a household name almost overnight. But behind the scenes, the story wasn't so innocent. Under Dupri's mentorship, Bow Wow wasn't just learning how to rap. He was also being exposed to a lifestyle far beyond his years. Dupri himself has admitted to taking a 12-year-old Bow Wow to a strip club. In one infamous story, Dupri says he left Bow Wow sitting in the car while he partied inside. But when he returned, were surrounding Bow Wow outside the club, dancing for him on the street.
Dude, them was outside the club, on the street, dancing for this nigga in a truck.
Bow Wow later revealed that this early exposure to adult situations had lasting effects on his relationships and mental health. He even blamed Dupri for his addiction to women. Now here's where things get even more complicated. In 2022, Dupri was a guest on The Gods Show hosted by Ray Daniels, where he revealed how the idea of 106 & Park came about. In a video clip of the interview, he stated that while watching MTV's hit show Total Request Live, a light bulb went off. The So Def producer credits himself for creating the 106 & Park concept and pushing BET to make it happen.
106 & Park was created by me. I created the show for Bow Wow. I was watching MTV, and MTV had TRL, and they was catering to NSYNC, and they was catering to Backstreet Boys, and anything white that was coming out that was pop.
In addition, he said he got the idea to do a similar show for urban artists because TRL wasn't inviting certain rap artists at the time. He continued, they wasn't gonna put Bow Wow on TRL like that cause he was a rapper. He was a black little young boy rapping, but he was also 12 years old. Nobody on TV was 12 years old anywhere creating this type of pandemonium, right? I went to Stephen Hill and I'm like, yo, we need this show. We need a show on Bet that shows black artists like this. When Bow Wow caught wind of the clip and what the record executive said, he responded on Twitter, calling Dupri a liar because he had a different take on the show's origin that helped him gain exposure early in his career. JD ain't create 106 & Park Stop the Cap. Stephen Hill, Rick Grimes, and all the great people in the BET office and staff created that show. All I did was capitalize off of what they created and made it mine. I would know. I am Mr. 106. I would never take away from someone's creativity, the then 35-year-old tweeted. On the opposing side, the Like Mike actor's tweet didn't sit well with his former So Def label mate Brat, who posted a statement on Instagram calling Bow Wow out for what he said regarding his former mentor with the caption, "You really on some bullish right now. Now you know I got all DA receipts and know the whole stories to a lot. Don't do this. Respect a legend. Respect a cultural icon. Respect the person who made your career what it is. I'm asking you now to please stop. I'm sorry, Jermaine Dupri, I cannot be silent about this any longer." In any case, Brat's loyalty to Jermaine Dupri goes deeper than just a professional relationship. In 1992, she signed with So Def Records at the age of 18, right when Jermaine Dupri was beginning to solidify his empire in the music industry. As one of the first major artists to sign with Dupri, Brat became not just a protege, but a key figure in the early success of So Def. The two forged a bond that would withstand the test of time, a bond built on mutual respect and shared success. However, in 2022, when Bow Wow, Dupri's most famous artist, publicly clashed with him, Brat's unwavering defense of Jermaine Dupri sparked some major questions. Why did she choose to stand by him? Especially when Bow Wow, who was once like a little brother to her, seemed to be airing grievances that had long been simmering behind the scenes. To understand Brat's fierce loyalty to Jermaine Dupri, we have to look back at the deep-rooted history between them. Jermaine Dupri didn't just mentor Brat, he shaped her career in a way few other producers did for their artists at the time. When Brat signed with So Def, she was a talented but relatively unknown rapper. Dupri recognized her potential and pushed her into the limelight, and she became one of the most successful female rappers of the 1990s. The impact of their collaboration was monumental. Brat became the first female rapper to go platinum with her debut album Functified, a milestone that undoubtedly cemented her place in hip-hop history. Dupri's ability to spot talent and develop it wasn't just a fluke, it was a skill that made him a legend. and Da Brat was one of the first to benefit from his genius. For Da Brat, defending Jermaine Dupri wasn't just about loyalty to a business partner. It was about honoring the man who gave her the platform to launch her career. To her, Dupri was more than just a producer or label head. He was a mentor who took her under his wing in an industry where women, especially women in rap, had to fight for recognition. So when Bow Wow, who Dupri discovered when he was just 6 years old, decided to publicly challenge Jermaine Dupri's claim of creating 106 and Park, Da Brat's defense was a natural reaction. She saw the situation as a betrayal of someone who had done so much for Bow Wow's career.
Brat is very loyal to Jermaine. Very, very, very loyal. One thing about Brat, you cannot question her loyalty for Jermaine at all. And, you know, Brat got at me publicly.
After all, Dupri didn't just discover Bow Wow. He played an integral role in shaping his public image, guiding him as he transitioned from a child rap star to an adult artist. Da Brat, who had been a part of So So Def during Bow Wow's rise, witnessed firsthand how Dupri nurtured Bow Wow's career. And to her, this kind of public dispute was a slap in the face to Dupri's contributions. Furthermore, there's the question of the culture within So So Def, a family-like dynamic that Dupri had cultivated with his artists. The loyalty Da Brat displayed to Dupri was also reflective of that culture. So So Def wasn't just a label, it was a tight-knit group of artists who supported each other through thick and thin. When Bow Wow spoke out against Dupri, it felt to Da Brat like an attack on the entire family, and she wasn't about to let that slide. But is this loyalty rooted in personal feelings, or is there something deeper at play? Could there be an unspoken truth that Da Brat is protecting? One could argue that Da Brat, having witnessed the highs and lows of the industry, knows more than she lets on about Jermaine Dupri's methods and personal life. Her defense of him could be a way to protect not only his legacy, but also her own reputation as someone who was intimately involved in the So So Def machine. After all, when you're closely tied to someone for decades, it's not easy to break free from that loyalty, even when cracks start to show. On the flip side, Bow Wow's perspective is one of frustration and disillusionment. After spending most of his life in Jermaine Dupri's shadow, Bow Wow began to see things differently as he grew older and more independent.
With me and Jermaine, it's always been a competitive thing. Like I said, it's been just that.
You see, from being a 6-year-old rap prodigy discovered by Snoop Dogg to navigating the highs and lows of fame, Bow Wow's story is one of incredible success, deep personal struggles, and constant reinvention. Bow Wow's journey to fame began in his hometown of Columbus, Ohio. At just 3 years old, he started rapping, inspired by the hip-hop he heard on the radio. His talent was evident early on, and by the age of 6, he was performing at local talent shows under the nickname Kid Gangsta. It was at one of these shows that Bow Wow's life would change forever. In 1993, he attended a concert on Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg's Chronic Tour. During the show, Bow Wow got the chance to perform on stage, impressing the crowd, and none other than Snoop Dogg himself. Snoop took the young rapper under his wing, giving him the nickname Lil Bow Wow. That cosign alone was enough to open doors for Bow Wow. And he even made an appearance on Snoop's debut album, Doggy Style, rapping on the track Jays and Hustlers, while Snoop helped launch Bow Wow's career. It was Jermaine Dupri, the mastermind behind So So Def Recordings, who turned him into a superstar. In 1998, Bow Wow's mom brought him to a concert where he caught the attention of Dupri, who had already built successful careers for Criss Cross, Da Brat, and Xscape. Dupri saw Bow Wow's potential and began molding him into a teen rap sensation. Together, they worked on Bow Wow's debut album, Beware of Dog, released in 2000 when he was just 13 years old. The album was a massive success, going double platinum and featuring hit singles like Bounce With Me and Bow Wow, That's My Name. With his infectious energy, catchy hooks, and kid-friendly lyrics, Bow Wow became the face of a new generation of hip-hop. He was everywhere. On TV, magazines, and even action figures. Fans adored his playful charisma, and his age made him relatable to young audiences. Bow Wow didn't stop at music. In 2002, he made his acting debut in the basketball comedy Like Mike, playing a young orphan who discovers a pair of magical sneakers. The film was a box office hit and cemented Bow Wow's status as a multi-talented entertainer. Over the next few years, Bow Wow continued balancing music and acting. He released more successful albums, including Doggy Bag and Unleashed, and starred in movies like Roll Bounce and The Fast and the Furious, Tokyo Drift. As Bow Wow grew older, he dropped the Lil from his name, signaling a new phase in his career. However, transitioning from a child star to an adult artist was challenging. The music industry was evolving, and Bow Wow struggled to maintain the same level of success he enjoyed as a teenager. Despite releasing chart-topping singles like Let Me Hold You with Omarion and Shorty Like Mine with Chris Brown, Bow Wow found it harder to keep up with the rapidly changing hip-hop scene. Behind the scenes, Bow Wow was battling his own demons. In 2010, he shocked fans when he revealed he had been dealing with depression and even contemplated S-side.
I was in a dark space.
What got you in that space?
Right in that third album point. Like right around the third album. That's when I was just done. I was just, you know, my boys get on me because I like to sit in the house. And my answer and my response to that is because I've done everything.
The pressure of growing up in the spotlight, combined with the ups and downs of his career, took a toll on Bow Wow's mental health. He later reflected on those dark times in 2018 when he teased an album called Odysseus, S-Side, spelled backward. While the album was never released, it highlighted the emotional challenges he faced as he tried to navigate life after fame. As his music career slowed down, Bow Wow shifted his focus to television. In 2017, he created and starred in the reality show Growing Up Hip Hop Atlanta. The series followed the lives of celebrity kids, including Bow Wow, as they tried to balance fame, family, and their own ambitions. The show was a hit, running for several seasons and giving fans a closer look at Bow Wow's life. However, it also brought more scrutiny to his personal relationships, which were often messy and dramatic. One of the most publicized moments of Bow Wow's personal life came in 2019 when he and his then-girlfriend got into a physical altercation. Police were called to the scene and found both of them with visible injuries. Since the officers couldn't determine who was the aggressor, they arrested both Bow Wow and his girlfriend. Photos of Bow Wow with scratches on his face quickly went viral, leading to memes and endless speculation about the incident. Amid the ups and downs, Bow Wow made a triumphant return to acting in 2021 when he reprised his role as Twinkie in Fast and Furious 9. Fans were excited to see him back in the blockbuster franchise, and the role reminded everyone of his talent as an actor. Bow Wow later admitted that if he could do it all over again, he would have focused solely on acting. "If I could go back, I would have just been an actor and never touched music," he said. In recent years, Bow Wow has been open about his frustrations with the music industry. He said multiple times that he no longer enjoys rapping and prefers hosting, acting, and producing. "This is exactly why I don't want to rap no more," he said in a candid interview. "Rap brings stress, and I don't need that in my life." Despite his frustrations, Bow Wow announced in 2023 that he plans to release one final album under the Death Row label, bringing his music career full circle. So where does all this leave us? Are we witnessing the end of Jermaine Dupri's reign as the go-to mogul, or is this just another bump in the road? And what's next for Brat and Bow Wow? Will their friendship survive the fallout, or is this just the beginning of a long-standing feud? Only time will tell. Anyway, that's it for this video, folks. Bye.